is your AI briefing for August 7th, 2026, with 12 stories. Story 1. Large genome models used to design new viruses. A genomics AI generates genetically distant variants of a bacteria-killing virus, creating stronger evolutionary novelty by redesigning viral sequences from an existing pathogen's blueprint. This capability enables the rapid creation of phage variants that evade bacterial resistance mechanisms. Such engineered viruses could revolutionize antimicrobial therapy for drug-resistant infections. Generating evolutionary novelty in viruses sounds like biosecurity's worst nightmare, not a medical breakthrough.
Story 2.
Thousands of servers can be backdoored by exploiting buggy motherboard controllers. Researchers found buggy motherboard baseboard management controllers can let attackers backdoor thousands of servers at scale, bypassing OS controls via firmware-level flaws in major vendors' BMC implementations. The vulnerability affects BMC firmware from Intel, ASRock, and Supermicro, allowing remote code execution without physical access. This exposes critical infrastructure to persistent compromise across data centers globally. BMC firmware is legacy code wearing a tuxedo. Vendors get away with this because sysadmins are too exhausted to audit hardware-level trust. Story 3. Google pulled its new Earth AI tool after one day of fake disaster images. Within 24 hours, Google disabled an Earth AI tool after users generated fabricated disaster images, highlighting a rapid safety gap in its image generation workflow and requiring immediate rollback. The tool's immediate shutdown reveals Google's inability to distinguish synthetic imagery from real-world emergencies before publication, creating liability risks for emergency services relying on accurate data. Google's hasty rollback proves they prioritized PR velocity over robust guardrails, admitting their safety infrastructure was fundamentally broken from day one. Story 4. ChatGPT just removed its text limits for free users. Here's what actually changed. OpenAI expanded ChatGPT free access to unlimited text chats and switched the default to a smarter model, while keeping file uploads and image tooling capped for free tiers. This shift reduces friction for casual users but increases server costs for OpenAI's free tier. Power users may face slower response times during peak hours as traffic redistributes. Unlimited text for free users is a cost trap, not a feature. OpenAI wins by shifting compute burden to users while capping the profitable image tools. Story 5. One indie game dev is convinced Gemini just leaked information from his private Google Docs, but the situation is far from clear-cut. An indie developer says Gemini surfaced details from his private Google Docs, but Google's attribution and reproducibility remain unclear, raising real questions about how LLMs access data. Researchers suspect the model may have inferred data from public-facing metadata linked to the developer's account. This ambiguity complicates legal recourse and forces companies to reassess data isolation protocols. Google dodges liability by claiming unclear attribution, leaving indie devs to prove leakage in a black box that conveniently forgets its own training data. Story 6. MetaMask launches self-custodial AI wallet for autonomous crypto trading. MetaMask introduced an agent wallet where AI agents can place on-chain trades under user-set constraints, moving autonomous trading from external bots into a self-custody workflow. Users retain full control over private keys, while AI agents execute trades on-chain. This architecture prevents third-party custodians from accessing funds during autonomous operations. MetaMask's AI wallet shifts trading risk from human error to buggy code, making users liable for autonomous financial mistakes. Story 7. OpenAI says Apple's own security practices undermine its trade secrets case. New court exhibits show OpenAI is arguing in its Apple trade secrets suit that Apple's own offboarding and access controls let an ex-employee's iCloud be reached by an Apple manager, weakening Apple's claimed protection. OpenAI contends this access gap allowed the former employee to exfiltrate proprietary code, directly challenging Apple's assertion of reasonable security measures. This exposure risks undermining Apple's broader legal strategy to protect its intellectual property from internal leaks. OpenAI's security failure defense is a brilliant pivot. Apple's sloppy offboarding, not OpenAI's code, leaked the secrets, proving the real vulnerability was HR policy. Story 8. Weather Next, AI model achieves breakthrough in forecasting cyclones. A new AI forecaster called WeatherNext reportedly improves cyclone track and intensity guidance by training on higher resolution storm data, enabling faster updates during live storm windows. The model processes terabytes of historical storm records to predict intensity shifts with greater accuracy than traditional physics-based systems. Emergency management agencies can now rely on these rapid updates to issue more precise evacuation orders. WeatherNext trades computational cost for precision, but faster updates during a cyclone is useless if the model can't distinguish a tropical depression from a hurricane. Story 9. DXC and Primary launch AI native zero trust platform for enterprise AI. DXC became Primary's exclusive managed services partner, deploying its AI-native zero-trust unified control plane for enterprise and government clients to govern AI agent data access via secure identity and compliance workflows. The platform integrates AI agents into existing zero-trust architectures to dynamically verify identities before granting data access. This ensures that autonomous workflows comply with strict government security protocols without manual oversight. DXC and Primary sell AI-native zero trust to justify higher margins. Yet the core problem isn't the AI, its enterprises still granting admin privileges to rogue agents. Story 10. The AI moderator coming for Reddit communities. Reddit's Rules Hub will use AI intent detection to enforce subreddit rules in near real time, flagging sarcasm and euphemisms that automod keyword filters typically miss for thousands of community posts. The system analyzes context to distinguish between genuine violations and protected speech, reducing false positives common in keyword-based filtering. Community moderators gain a tool that preserves nuanced discussions while maintaining safety standards. Reddit's intent detection AI will inevitably misinterpret sarcasm as hate speech, turning moderation into a game of chance where the platform's liability shrinks while user frustration grows. Story 11. Adobe, polish my pics. ChatGPT can now use a mix of tools from Photoshop, Lightroom to edit photos. A new ChatGPT plugin lets users run 70+ Adobe App Tools, Photoshop, and Lightroom among them inside Chat to edit photos with tighter AI to editor control than before. Users can chain multiple Adobe functions within a single conversational prompt to execute complex edits without opening separate applications. This integration streamlines workflows for designers who frequently switch between Photoshop and Lightroom. ChatGPT wrapping Adobe tools isn't disruption. It's a friction-laden middleman layer that adds latency to a workflow professionals already mastered in seconds with native shortcuts. Story 12. Humans missed 1 in 3 threats approving AI agent commands across 40,000 game runs. Across 40,000 game runs, researchers found humans approved only 2 in 3 AI agent commands, exposing a persistent permission miss rate and risk to agent safety workflows. This high failure rate highlights critical gaps in human oversight mechanisms for autonomous systems operating at scale. Humans missed 1/3 of AI agent threats across 40,000 runs, proving current oversight workflows are fundamentally broken and unsafe for autonomous deployment. That is the briefing for today.